Boom.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
TVI Podcast. Two Vegan Idiots.
Julian Deane.
Carl Donnelly.
Hi.
On the decks today, Vittorio Angeloni.
Nice to see
Welcome.
you, folks.
Good to see you, mate.
Word up, bro.
I dressed in a manner that made me... That basically I'd forgotten there is cameras in the studio. After it's summer, innit? It is summer, and I've worn a salmon. Look at these salmon Reebok shorts, right?
With a little Savaloy hanging out.
Yeah, just got my willy out.
Salmon.
And I've got a Breakfast Club t-shirt, which is quite a cool t-shirt.
It's good.
I don't normally wear t-shirts with pictures on. I'm normally a plain or just a simple logo.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah. I don't.
Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
That brother from Weird
This
Science.
is Anthony Michael Hall.
This guy who had a bit of a breakdown.
Judd Nelson.
Yeah, and the gothic
Ali
guy.
Sheedy.
Ah.
That's the full Breakfast Club lineup of
It's
actors.
a wicked film at the time, man.
Wicked film now. I actually think obviously it's slightly naff
Don't know
now when you watch it, but it's I don't think it's dated particularly bad. It's still a very good rites of passage.
The
80s movie.
soundtrack's good, isn't it?
Soundtrack is excellent.
Not that I can remember one song.
I
but-
will say the most cringy scene is when they all smoke weed and they basically all go into their sort of own headspace and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
get
yeah.
weird. It's a real it's a film really made when you can tell the producers didn't know much about weed. You know what I mean? Emilio Estevez just smashes a window and shit, and it's like,
Oh no, Emilio Estevez does that jock dancing
yeah.
in the hallway.
He's such an unlikely jock as well. He's about 5'2".
I know.
You know what I mean?
Trying to say.
I'm just.
Well, he's too big, you mean?
too threatening. Anyway, welcome back to the.
I'm not
the
5'2", by the way.
podcast. You're not 5'2", 5'3" in heels.
5'7" people.
It was your
Built
birthday this
different.
week.
It's my birthday Sunday, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. The big 3-2.
Also the big 5'2".
Yeah, the big somewhere between 3'2" and 5'2".
I mean, nowhere near 5'2", just for the record.
Are you ever going to reveal your real age?
Yeah. To my mum.
What
I
about
don't even tell my mum.
what? Just one day you should just reveal it.
Oh, well. Follow me on patreon.com/wearetvi.
You won't
I know.
reveal it on there.
I'll put my birth certificate on there.
I'm not trying. You're not
'Cause it's not-
Barack Obama, mate.
Because
Don't believe you're born in this country, mate. I want to see it.
I weren't. I was born in Melbourne, mate.
Oh yeah, of course you were. Fucking hell, how have I forgotten that? You've only told me every
We were going
episode.
to get that printed on
You've
mud.
told me 159 times.
But, yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'll put it on there because where I don't say it, people think I'm like about fucking 50 years old.
Well, exactly. You've now created a lie so big that people just assume it's way worse than it is.
I might add 10 years and people say, oh, you look well.
That's the trick to it.
Yeah.
Say I'm 50, man, and everyone's like, "Fuck, you look good for 50." And they're like, I know I do.
I said I'd add 10 years, not 25.
But did you get anything nice for your birthday?
Oh, I had a lush time, yeah. I went down to the kids' house. I got a bit overwhelmed. I've been like emotional all week.
That's what happens when you hit 50.
God. Just going through puberty. I think it's the hormones.
Just going through the male menopause.
But yeah, like Ren did. She did like I don't know. Her card was so lovely to me. It,
Right.
like, brought me, a bit upset.
Yeah.
I'm not normally like I'm not like that. It was just I don't know. It was a weird week.
Yeah.
man. Few things had gone in.
It was Twyla's second birthday last week, and we got her presents obviously, but we also got her, Hannah bought her a card, and in my head initially I was like,
When was Twyla's birthday?
on the 6th of June.
Oh, yeah.
So Hannah got her a birthday card, and in my head originally I was a bit like, why are you getting her a card, man? What, she can't read it, like, you know. But it's such a weird
Just eats
like
it.
dad's thing to be like, what's the point? But then actually it was quite a nice thing because I know Hannah will keep all the cards so she can read them when she's older. So then it was weird having to write a message for her knowing she probably won't read it until she's 10 or something, you know what I mean?
Till she can read when she's 19.
She might never be able to read it. She might be dumb as shit.
Homeschooler should be able to read at 25. Sound it out.
I could read at the age of 3, right? I could read before school, fully read, like not like sort of the odd word. And I don't know why, because my parents aren't readers really. They read the newspaper and stuff, but I've never seen either of my parents touch a book in their life. Like, so I don't know how I learnt to read.
Do you remember your first word?
Pass the book.
I don't actually remember my first word.
Fucking
I presume,
nerd.
Yeah. I don't know. What was it? I wouldn't know. My mum or dad wouldn't even have noted it down. They weren't that sort of parents who kept information. They wouldn't know shit.
Most people's first word's like dada in it,
Yeah,
because it's the easiest for the mouth.
Apparently so.
Mine was giraffe.
Dada, don't leave.
Yours was giraffe?
Yeah.
Giraffe.
But you couldn't have said it clearly.
Raff.
Raff, yeah.
So it wasn't giraffe then, it was raff. Your first word was you vomiting.
Yeah. I don't want... Twyla says, like, she's got quite a good vocabulary, but there's certain words she says wrong that I don't ever want her to... I don't ever want her to get right, do you know what I mean? They're so much cuter when they say it wrong.
Like Ren used to say banana instead of banana, and then one day I said, "Do you want a banana?" She said, "It's banana." Corrected me. I used to say copy helter instead of helicopter for like till I was about 26.
So wrong. That's too wrong.
Or effluent.
Effluent?
Yeah. Instead
of elephant.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, I didn't actually know what that one was.
Instead of dog. Yeah.
Yeah, she says lolly instead of yellow, which is just cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
So she'll say the colours, and instead of orange, she says aubergine.
I mean, she's
not far off.
Yeah.
She's only 2. All the other ones she says totally normally, but for some reason them 2, lolly and aubergine.
Well, they're 2 of the only 2-syllable ones. Red, green, blue. You know what I mean?
That's correct. Fuck, I never thought about that.
Purple? She nailing purple?
She nails purple.
Turquoise.
Purple was one of the first colours she could say properly.
What?
She got that way before, like some of the easier ones.
What was she calling purple?
No, that's the one she got right from the earliest. Like she was saying purple. Obviously, she goes purple, purple, purple. She's got a weird accent.
Does she drink?
She's Eastern European, I tell you.
She grew up in Slovenia.
But anyway, so did you get any presents for your birthday?
Yeah, I got some nice stuff.
Yeah.
Ren gave me a little spa, like she did a face mask, the foot things, and she was laying next to me and having it as well. It was nice, man.
That is nice.
Went down their house. Yeah, it was nice, man.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Lovely. And when's your birthday, Vittorio?
It was recently, actually, 26th of May.
26th of May. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Oh, that's a good age. That's yeah, that's a nice. I like 26. Late 20s is quite a nice little period, I think. Period of transition. That's what I like to think.
What am I transitioning into?
A non-binary.
We're all bloody gonna be lucky non-binary. Yeah. That's if people were to be believed, I got a call. I can probably talk about this. He's a mate. He's been on the podcast. But Josh Howie, comedian, very funny comedian. Josh Howie, lovely
Josh
guy.
Howie.
He's like a regular on this show on GB News.
Oh yeah.
Where they sit around and
Dixon
talk about the
does
news.
It, Leo Kurz.
Yes.
Headliners?
Headliners, that's what it's called. And I've never watched it. I've seen people sharing clips of it. And I've seen people digging it out on Twitter, essentially. But Josh called me up and was like, "Do you want to come on it?" And I sort of had to be like, "Mate, I don't think I'm the right person for it because I don't give a shit about any of the things you talk about." Yeah. It was quite a weird conversation. I've got no issue with GB News. Got no issue with anyone that goes on that show. It's not. I've not got that thing of I'm not going on this bloody fascist TV show as some idiots think. Right? It's got none of that. It's literally that they're all every night they go through these sort of hot culture war topics. Yeah. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not invested enough in it to even have an opinion. And it's not and often some people like would assume that you're shying away from it. And it's like, I'm not shying away. I genuinely just don't care.
I'd probably be too right wing for it, I think.
Yeah. You'd need your own spin-off TV channel.
Yeah. For their patron.
Be like, do you remember when there was Hollyoaks and like Hollyoaks in the city at 11 p.m? It'd be that GB News in the
late
city.
night.
Julian's like these fucking woke TV news people.
All these cucks.
That woke Hitler bloke.
Yeah.
Stalin. Snowflake.
But yeah, so needless to say, I sort of said to him that it's probably not for me. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I want to go on it and discuss whatever the hot topic of the day is.
I did get asked a while ago to go on and do, I think it was to read newspapers or something, but
You're like, I can't read.
I just I don't know, the same really. There's no point in going on it unless if I was really into those subjects and stuff.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong, I'm up to speed on the news, but I find it I just don't want to. I genuinely find it hard. I think they like it when it's a bit of a hot debate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I just
Leo's really passionate about it. Dixon's into it. Isn't he? Josh is. They've all got their.
They've got opinions.
Perspectives. Simon Evans.
Yeah, whereas we ain't got opinions. We're just looking whatever happens.
I just find it all too a bit heavy in that.
Yeah, same here.
It's a bit sincere or something.
Well, that's it. I think sometimes, I think it's like. I suppose maybe, I don't know, I've never watched it. I might be prejudging it, and it might be a really funny thing where they're all sitting around having a right bit of a laugh. But I don't know. I feel like it's as a new, it's on a news channel. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to go on a. When people go on Sky News and review the papers, I was like, what the fuck? I don't want to do either of those
things. It's like
things,
when comics go on GMTV and sit there and do it about a serious matter.
Yeah.
Or Question Time when comedians are on Question Time.
I do not understand anyone that goes on Question Time. I think it's such a weird thing for a comedian to do. Because you can't be funny. Do you know what I mean?
No.
No one's ever gone on it and been funny as a comedian. So what's the point? You know what I mean?
And if they try, it just comes across a bit weird. They try and get a bit in.
Yeah, I remember Russell
when they're talking
Brand
about serious topic.
Yeah.
Like informative, interesting opinions. And suddenly they're doing a bit from their Edinburgh show.
I know, it's all a bit cringy, innit? So I just don't think comedians should be getting involved in all these topics. Stay out of it. Do funny jokes. I did a new bit about crumpets the other night at Top Secret. That actually didn't work, so I won't be doing it again.
You're workshopping it for Question Time.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny. It's one of them things where, having just got back from Australia, doing a solo show, and then, I worked up that solo show in probably January, February, and then so I was on a different time frame to the Edinburgh time frame, right? Yeah. Whereas most people are working their show up, they do it in Edinburgh. I worked mine up and then did it in Melbourne. And so I'm already at that point that you get probably a couple of months after Edinburgh where you're sick and tired of every bit of material you've got that's in the show. So I just did the new material night at Top Secret the other night and just thought I just need to write new material. So I went through a few ideas I'd had bubbling, and but then I just sort of went and thought I'm going to write 10 minutes of new and just go and do it tonight, which I did. But some of the bits were so not ready. And a bit about crumpets.
Not even ready to be written down.
The irony that the crumpet bit was not ready when I tried it is quite, you know what I mean? Crumpets are never ready when you first take them out of the toaster, innit? I didn't, but they're basically
Is this the bit?
Well, the bit was about how crumpets are the only food
it's not ready
that don't sort of tell you how long to cook them for. They don't say, most foods are cook for 4 minutes either side, do this. And crumpets are the only one that's basically just keep putting it down, man. It'll be ready sometime. So it sort of leaves it all on you. It sort of, I feel like it's too much pressure on cooking a crumpet on you to do the work, and you've always got to wait for it. You've always got to keep an eye on it. So it was the routine was about how crumpets expect too much of you. and needless to say, it might have been a little bit
Don't
off
build
beat.
the show around that.
Yeah, I didn't.
40-minute dip about crumpets.
Absolutely. I was having a really good gig as well. I had a couple of really funny bits. And then just tried the crumpet bit, and it just went a bit meh.
But I think nor does bread though, like toast.
But bread, toasters are created for bread. So you put a bit of bread in, and it's on the right. Once it's set, normally you just set it in that middle bit out of the dial. That is coming out toasty, right?
What other
and normally, and if you put it down again, it's because you think I want it a bit more toasty.
Yeah.
Crumpets you put in, and they come out, and it's almost like. Did you go somewhere else? You've not even been toasted a bit.
You know the numbers on a toaster where the dial is 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
That's the minute.
Yeah.
I thought it was the heat for about 20
Oh,
years.
I thought until about 2 years ago it just meant how toasty it's going to get.
It's literally the minutes.
I guess it does.
Huh?
I guess it
I
does.
suppose, but I thought it was a numerical value of toastiness.
Yeah. But it's literally the amount of time
It's
in minutes.
and I don't think it's very accurate. My toaster is set to 4 minutes. And I swear to God, I've never counted or timed it.
should
Because that'd be
time-
fucking weird.
You've never done that?
I'm fucking onto you, man. Just every time I put it down, I act like I'm not paying attention.
Right.
I've got my stopwatch going.
Got an email address of the manufacturers loaded in the drafts.
Fucking big toaster is just trying to lie to us all. But I'm convinced it's not 4 minutes. I'm convinced I reckon it's out by a minute. I reckon I put it on for 4 minutes. It's 3 minutes.
Out by a minute, it's quite a lot. It's 25%.
Yeah, man. It's an old toaster. They must lose a bit of their pace.
You getting angry?
Slow
You're
down.
running over, like giving it the light.
Come on. That'd be the worst if they overrun. You don't want a toaster overrunning, man. Shit. Underrun.
Like a shit comic.
15's fine. 15.
Still
Got
tight.
sticky feet. But anyway, what else has been going on? Did you my favourite thing of the week? Has anyone seen the video of that guy getting tumped out outside Box Park?
Julius
Croydon?
Francis.
By Julius Francis. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Can we get the video?
I can
up?
get it up.
It was a beautiful.
I got sent this.
It was just a pop, a professional.
Such a simple
Tyson.
little punch that a non-boxer ain't knocking someone out with that
He's
punch.
from Woolwich near me. I used to see him around a lot. That
he's
Julius
stepping
Francis.
backwards and he just bang.
I know.
Oh, it was beautiful because he kept out of range like a pro instinct boxer.
Yeah.
And just pop. That's that one move.
Sorry, I've got my phone on the thing. I just realised it looks unprofessional, but we've got some questions from Patreon I need to read off there in a minute. Do ignore that on the video.
And you have to check Hinge.
Oh, here we go. Right, let's look at this on the. So basically, the guy is an absolute wally, isn't he?
Especially that white geezer.
Who's his mate, and he starts
Yeah.
trying to threaten a little bouncer. Or a
Popped
little.
him.
Here we go. Can we make it big screen? It's quite a long video as well, isn't it?
Look at that white geezer try and get in the action on the little bouncer.
Yeah,
What?
definitely.
Like he pushed him, then
So
the white guy.
first off, yeah.
The white guy stood in front of him and said, "Don't touch me," but he ran over to him.
Yeah.
That's such a coward move.
But this is it. You see that Julius Francis, he's sort
Hope
of-
he ain't waiting outside, but
this is where he steps around, doesn't he? He goes around the outside.
he's just cool, calm, and collected, man. He's fought Tyson.
I know.
Yeah.
This little do-rag motherfucker's gonna get outed.
So anyway, it's a nice move. He waits outside. He's just like, look, it's going to let everyone else. They're out now. He stands out, and then boom! Oh, laters.
He's put on a lot of weight, Julius Francis, isn't he?
Well, I suppose when you're not training to be a
But that's
professional
just
boxer,
adding
and
to
you're
that
57, you
Add
might
into
pack
that
on a bit.
Widowmaker power.
It is. And what fucking cracks me up about it is they're all.
He
giving it
didn't
a
plan
largie.
on one of his mates putting him in recovery position.
You actually hear one of them say it. Put him in a recovery position. What a change of
Get
tone
his
that
tongue
is.
out of his throat.
But it's that thing where like they're all giving it like all the shit and they're pushing bouncers and like apparently they were spitting on people and stuff inside. And then the moment one of them gets knocked out, they're like, "What you do that for, man?
Oh,
What you do that for?"
I know, it's such a pussy.
Fucking unbelievable. But the funniest thing, did you see? I don't know if it's been changed yet. Somebody amended Julius Francis's Wikipedia boxing record.
But it said TKO, but that was a KO.
Yeah. See, I don't know. Check
That was a bedtime
Check
punch.
his Wikipedia. It's such a funny. It might have been changed now. If not, I think I might have retweeted it on Twitter. But it's such a funny little.
Does it say blue do-rag?
Yeah.
TKO.
Imagine being that guy, man. That video is currently on like 20 million views.
The thing is, that happens all the time, all over the country. I bet stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, but normally it ain't filmed. That
I
guy
know,
got
with a
done.
pro boxer.
20 million views. Imagine 20 million people watch you get tumped out in Croydon.
Man,
You
like
ain't ever
a
living that
heavyweight
down.
boxer.
And people, do you know what annoys me as well? Is some people have tried to come out and be like, I get, obviously, I get that violence is never the answer.
He
right?
did nothing wrong, though, I don't
But
think.
some people were trying to say, like, he was unprofessional.
No.
And it was like, what are you talking? Even the manager of Box Park came out and said, no, this guy, people hadn't seen what the guy was like and his mates were like inside. They were threatening
I
people.
mean, they were
throwing
bad enough
punches.
there from what I saw just
You know,
in that
they were
footage.
physically violent towards other people. So he was like, you know, that was the final
Just put
moment.
him to sleep.
Just
Just push the button, put a nice little duvet over him.
He was in a play.
Who? Julius Francis?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
In 2012, Francis starred in the stage play Ring Envy, a modern version of Shakespeare's Othello in London.
Really? Where did it play?
I don't know. Let's have a little look.
Should we read some reviews? let's not read them if they're bad and he finds out and comes and absolutely irons us out. He was a good boxer. He's one of them classic ones where like people who don't know anything about boxing basically think any boxer who isn't a world heavyweight champion is shit. And it's like to get even to like he was like British champion.
Even to get through that,
even
to become pro.
Champion. Yeah, the jump from amateur to pro is so big.
Yeah,
and he was a long time pro, so like he was wicked. But
he fought Mike Tyson. It was a bit of a gimme fight to Tyson. I think it was the first fight out of prison, was it?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. But that even just fighting Mike Tyson must have been so scary.
I used to see him around Woolwich sometimes. Massive. He looked massive. He looked a bit smaller in that video, just his height. But
it's because it's on a television.
Oh yeah.
Directed by Darren Raymond, the London premiere continues through November. So this is off from 2012. Here's how production is built. Othello is a highly esteemed boxer at the Ring Youth Club at a gym owned by Frank. The championships are fast approaching, but when Othello chooses Michael Cassie over his ambitious blah 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 blah. Intermission Youth Theatre. That's 2012. I don't know why he was in a youth theatre production in 2012.
He works with a lot of like
underprivileged kids
and
yes.
stuff.
I think he's a good guy.
Seems like a good lad. Also funny that it was at Box Park.
I know.
There's something funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Croydon, that one, is it?
Yeah.
It looks...
What knobbly my knee looks on that
Croydon,
camera.
Wembley.
Dennis the Menace.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's... yeah, I know. It's ironically at Box Park. But yeah, it is in... I've not been to that one. The Box Park in Croydon.
They're not just in Croydon.
They're everywhere. Didn't it start... The first one was Shoreditch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they've spread around the country.
Yeah.
And they are, they are what they are. The first one in Shoreditch was quite cool. So it had nice little... vegan restaurants, and it was all like it initially was more of a
I bet
eatery.
Croydon's a slightly different demographic.
I think it's a bit more of a bar,
a bit more fighty.
Rory Styler runs gigs.
He does, yes.
They're tough.
Those guys that go around like trying to start trouble though, like it's probably a bit of coke. I mean, why don't they just get into boxing or go to an MMA gym?
Or not act like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's easier. There's easier ways to not act like that.
It's because that takes effort and discipline.
Yeah.
Like if you want to fight, you can do it. You can go and get in a ring.
Yeah.
Or like, you don't have to start. I mean, I don't know. It's fucking like retarded.
Or you'd say maybe they should just have a little look inside.
Sorry about saying retarded.
Why they want to fight.
It's retarded. Can I not say retarded?
I think that word's now out of circulation.
Oh, is it? I'm bringing it back.
Liz,
I'm popping it back in.
Here we go. Mixing it back in like a DJ, mate.
Retarded.
No, I think it's long. I think it's been quite long out of commission.
Well, it was a medical diagnosis, wasn't it, for me? No, but I mean, it was a medical diagnosis, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, there's
loads of it.
Crazy.
Do you remember the Spastic Society?
Yeah.
Lizzo got in trouble this week.
I heard about this.
Who's Lizzo? Hurley.
She's the big lady who sings. No, but she's a sort of body positive
big lady.
music artist.
Who's Lizzo?
She's quite a large, rotund singer, very talented. But she's all about sort of like, be yourself. I don't know, man. Shit.
Be yourself, then eats her feelings.
But I think she's into the whole sort of, fat positivity. Didn't she get a bit, because she got some shit because she was exercising and losing weight from some body positive people were like, well, you're letting us down now. It's like, she just wants to get in a bit.
I know, that's what happened to Adele. I'm like, fucking hell.
There's a TikTok that said exercise is inherently fat phobic.
Quality.
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, that's the point of it. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be fucking working, would it?
It's so hard to like be in shape and not be fat, and it's like, I don't know what I'm on about.
So this is Lizzo here, but yes, she released a new song that had the word we're quoting it, so it's in context, but she used the word spaz
within the first 17 seconds of the
song. That is. But apparently, some people were saying it's not a sort of slur, I suppose is the right word, in America. But that can't be right, can it? No. Surely it is. I don't know much about America.
Well, it's an abbreviation of spastic, isn't it?
Spastic?
You got a spastic?
God. No, it's, I don't,
I can see
that's
how
what it
that
was. That's what it was here, but apparently in America, some people were saying it's not that.
I can see how that's a bad word, though.
And don't get me wrong, for here, I think absolutely. But I don't know if it is different in America. Because, there's some and again, we are entering choppy waters here.
I've definitely said a few slurs too many.
Do you know in Australia, there is English slurs that aren't slurs? So, this one is definitely not I'm not saying it, but sort of the shorter version of the word Pakistani in Australia
doesn't
have
the weight behind it.
Well, it doesn't have the weight. It's never been a slur.
Right.
And in Australia, do you know they abbreviate and shorten everything?
Yeah.
So that word, you'll hear cricket commentators say it when Australia are playing Pakistan. So but when obviously coming from here where it was a slur and is a slur, you hear it there and it's like, oh,
jarring. There was a funny bit.
It's quite a violent word, isn't it?
Well, here, because it came out of that sort of almost 80s racism. You know what I mean?
There was a funny bit in the Jubilee where the Royal Irish Guards were on.
Right.
And some guy was just like,
shouting
the mix are here.
Oh!
And then he explained the mix, which is like a really...
It's not a slur for Irish people.
Yeah,
is it?
Really, really
Never
bad.
heard it.
I thought that'd be right up your street.
Thanks for teaching me it, though. I know what to shout from my car now. Try from the Irish parade.
On St. Patrick's Day.
I know what to write on my hat.
Mickey Bartlett had a really funny bit about somebody called him a Paddy, and he was like, actually, it's Mick.
Is Paddy a... that's a nice thing, isn't it?
I'd say Paddy is still, again, it's context, but some people, but I think it's Mick. I think it's got a bit more weight to it. It's how are you, Mick? You know what I mean? Whereas, who said it though?
Some English commentator on the whatever the horses were doing.
Commentator. Imagine me a commentator on a Jubilee.
And then he explained because it's been used for ages, it's not offensive.
Right. That's not how it works. It's not been used for ages because it was offensive and got. Sort of pushed out.
It's become offensive because of the context they used.
You can't bring it back. You can't bring the N-word back because people haven't said it for 10 years, or obviously some have, but it's not. Yeah.
He said all the soldiers in that regiment use it, and I'm like, they're all English.
Yeah, and also they're soldiers. Let's not take. I'm not going to take moral advice off a fucking bunch of people that are trained to kill.
If no racists in history, like slave, were to use the N-word, it wouldn't be an offensive word. Would it?
No.
It would just be a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's because of the evilness behind people using it.
Yes.
So I guess that's the same with these other words.
Yeah. But what happened? Apparently Lizzo...
Like tranny.
She's changed.
You don't need to give other examples.
Keep going, Julian.
You could have just left it at the end of that sentence.
But the words...
You'd said your point. No, I know what you mean.
But the words...
But then stuff gets reclaimed, like queer.
God.
Queer used to be quite
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's been reclaimed.
It's a part of the LGBT.
But some people, some members of the LGBTQ plus community don't...
What's plus mean?
All the other benders. I don't know. See, this is what happens when you did that. You make me do it.
Are you sure you don't want to go on TV News?
just practicing, just running through some bits.
I'm sending them this tape. It's my audition to go on it. Obviously, everyone knows that. That was
self-tape
playing.
Benders is all right, isn't it?
I don't think it is. None of it's all right. But some people aren't happy with queer being reclaimed in the sense. I think there's a sort of some of the old guard of the gay community aren't too keen on queer.
I always think
reclaimed.
queen is a nice word. Like an old gay guy, like an old queen. It's quite. I think it's a nice.
Yes. If they're into it, if they want to be called that, I think it's a nice description.
Yeah, Lizzo released a statement about what's funny is I used a harmful word in my new song, and the song's called Girls, spelled GRRRLS.
It's funny having to release a statement about a song.
Girls.
Girls.
That's offensive to speech impediments.
The statement's a bit mad. So it's been brought to my attention that there is a harmful word in my new song, Girls.
She didn't even say it in an interview, a harmful. It's in her song forever now.
Well, apparently she's hasn't she retracted the song
redoing it,
and they're going to re-release it.
She can't take it out of people's
Ears.
iPods. Because no one has
don't think
iPods anymore.
I don't know. I suppose. Well, it depends. A lot of people use Spotify and stuff now, so it could be. It will just update on Spotify, surely.
Yeah.
So it says, let me make one thing clear. I never want to promote derogatory language. As a fat black woman in America, I've had so many hurtful words used against me, so I overstand the power words can have, whether intentionally or in my case unintentionally.
Overstand?
Yeah.
What's that? Is that a new word?
I think she's
inventing words.
Like she more than understands.
Right.
Oh, that's a good way of...
Not into that. I mean, I like what she's saying up to this point. I get it. She's obviously realised that, oh shit, I didn't even know that was a bad word. It's a nice statement, but I don't like...
I don't mind that overstand. We're going a bit far, I suppose, isn't it? Understand suffices, doesn't it?
We get it.
I very much understand.
We get it. The fact that you're retracting a song and re-recording it, it means you understand. I don't think, we get it.
You overstand.
I mean, you'd think she'd know that. I mean, it's PR, isn't it? Maybe these things are done on purpose a little bit.
I don't know.
You know, I mean, I might stick spaz in my Edinburgh show.
God.
And they've got every other slur in it.
You already said loads on your podcast, so
yeah.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
There's a comedian from Belfast called William Thompson. He's got cerebral palsy, and his first solo show was called Mr. Boom Spastic.
Very good. It's a great pun.
She said, I'm proud to say there's a new version of Girls with a lyric change. This is the result of me listening and taking action. As an influential artist, I'm dedicated to being part of the change I've been waiting to see in the world. XOXO Lizzo.
Okay.
I was helping someone with material once. They were, I won't say who, but they're, what was that? It was
cerebral palsy.
Something along those lines. But they're, physically in quite a bad way. And but I'm helping them with a joke once, and I'm like going along, and I'm like having a laugh with them. But then
I love it how you. Sorry, just to clarify, you trying to be diplomatic has sometimes made it worse. Oh, it's very good.
I think that's but I think
I know what you mean.
I don't know. Then I said, what about if you say this about the appearance? And I was like, maybe.
Yeah. What did they say?
That's just basically insulting them, helping them with their jokes.
The Lost Voice guy got odd. A few. I saw him having a bit of a critique. Like some people, he was the like. Do you know Lost Voice guy?
Yeah.
He did a really funny tweet. And I think some people tried to have a go at him, even though he's joking about his own disability.
I know, let him get on with it, man.
He's right. He owns.
He's owning it.
And it was. Let me just see.
He's been through enough without these fucking pussios, man.
What was it though? It's quite funny. Somebody was basically accusing him of, I suppose, what's the word?
Being spasphobic.
That was not the word.
Ableist.
Being degrading and disrespectful
to himself. It's called
he's an inspiration to other people who have got maybe a similar thing as well.
It was during Soccer Aid. He said, slightly disappointed not to be called up for Soccer Aid given my dribbling skills.
Yeah.
Very funny joke, that.
Yeah.
And somebody called Ian said, does nobody else find this degrading and disrespectful?
Oh,
I really
fuck off, Ian.
And let's see what Ian... I don't think Ian's... got any
mates.
He's got none of them. He's got none of these issues.
Does anybody else this find this? Oh, you're a nice person, Ian.
Yeah,
wow.
up, Ian.
You're really looking after everyone.
I did that guy William opened for me in Belfast at my preview a little while ago, and he forgot to announce the break after he did his set, so he just went, Evan William, thank you, and walked off, and everyone was like, what? And I was like, bro, you forgot to do the set. And then he went to run back onto the stage, absolutely stacked it onto the stage, really loud, absolutely fucking hammered on the stage, bounces back up and goes oh, we're gonna be a 15-minute break and then Victoria's gonna come on, and everyone and then I just went on after, and I was like, you know the way sometimes
what's that banging sound?
It's just downstairs in a second.
Got really scared.
I went on.
The disabled community coming to get you.
Getting up the stairs slowly like zombies.
Oh my God, mate. Every time.
That's just because of Ian, though. It just annoys you. You feel like going back at it and
Yeah. But yeah, I opened my show being like, sometimes comedians are tough to follow. It's impossible to follow a disabled person falling over. That's the funniest thing.
Oh dear. But anyway, how did we get onto that?
Lizzo.
So she's apologised. She's redoing the song.
Yeah.
And there we go. Let it be that, I suppose. It's funny to say. It's like it's
It's an advert. It's a plug for the song.
Yeah.
I would imagine that the listener numbers have gone up because of the controversy.
Yeah. I reckon, and also I suppose the benefit is it would probably have had a massive first listen.
Yeah.
Then it kicks off. Now she's going to re-release it, and it'll get an even bigger second listen.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I never would have listened to that song, but I have now.
Yeah. Exactly.
You just cut out that word and have it on repeat.
It's my ringtone now. When Little Lost Boy rings.
There must be loads of songs like that. There must be some old songs that have got real problematic words in.
Do you remember that Black Eyed Peas song, Let's Get It Started?
Yeah.
Do you know that was the original title of that song?
Oh, what is it?
Let's Get Retarded?
No.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's get retarded.
That wasn't even 20
here.
years ago. It's probably 15 years ago or something, is it?
Yeah. I googled this.
And what was the I don't even what the concept of that doing that? What are they talking about? Getting like sort of drunk to the point of wow
of disability?
That is problematic.
Oh yeah.
Really? Fucking hell. That is just not what I did not know that song was like that. And then what was the? Was there a backlash? That must have been pre.
She's doing cocaine while she's pregnant.
Oh God. So what happened? Was there an outcry?
No, I think I don't. I think they just
realised what they'd done.
I think they always had two versions because that wasn't allowed. It was like culturally okay at the time, but like it wasn't allowed on the radio.
It's like you often hear like sort of American comics, even up until like a few years ago, were still chucking that word around quite casually. It
still happens now.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've not heard it. I said. Except out of Julian's mouth 10 minutes ago, like out of a comedian for a good couple of years.
What was the name of that football manager that said that really controversial statement?
Ron Atkinson.
No, not him. The other guy.
Oh, I don't know.
He said about disabled people must have done something bad.
Oh, Glenn Hoddle. He was he's a Christian.
I mean, that is an insane thing to say.
Said that they must have been sinners in their previous life.
I mean, God.
Oh my word. That is that lost him.
Where did he even get that from?
I think he used to have like a Christian...
The fact book. Not really.
He used to have like a Christian
Is he reading
guru
diary?
Lady called I forgot her name. But anyway, she was quite controversial, and she told him that.
Fucking hell. I was trying to I don't know.
The Northern Ireland women's football manager got in trouble recently because he said something mad, like the problem with managing women's football is when they concede a goal, they get quite emotional, so they're likely to concede again.
Oh my God. As if that doesn't happen with all football players.
Yeah, like men have got no emotion and robots.
Yeah.
They're crying all the time on the pitch.
Exactly. It's, I will say, the women's game is starting to grow, gladly, but I do think there's still some opinions flying around. Like you see it online when there's like a female lines person, and like you sort of people are like, what? How's she going to keep up with the game? So what do you mean? What are we talking about? I've seen
theatre referees.
I've seen chunky referees who can't even keep up, and they're professional referees. Do you know what I mean? I think that woman can run down the line.
Yeah, so this is direct quote from Kenny Shields, Northern Ireland women's football manager. Women are more emotional than men, so they take a goal going in not very well. How did you get that job?
Yeah, I know. Like, surely they should have vetted what his thoughts are on women playing football before they gave him that job. Fucking mad, man. Anyway. We should probably wrap this chunk up.
Yeah.
And go sort of basically new little process, or what did you say? Format. We're still changing. We're going to be slowly changing the format over the next few weeks, but we
got some plans.
Yeah. This was basically the end of the public episode. Some of it should have been on the Patreon episode, but And then basically now we're going to go on to Patreon. So it's sort of, you've had about 45 minutes or
TVI
so. Public.
City Lights. what was it?
TVI in the city.
Yeah.
And the next 45 minutes will be on Patreon. We'll be
No
we've
snowflakes.
got some questions. Snowflakes? What the fuck are you on about? Is that word still even used? I've not heard it in ages.
Is with me.
Is it still used?
Yeah.
I thought
Is
that had
it?
its day about 5 years ago.
No, people are still using. I was home.
God.
I was home for a funeral recently, talking to my dad's family, all the extended family.
Calling them all snowflakes, drunk. With your
Crying
cock
at a funeral, you fucking snowflake.
Never seen a naked man snowflake.
Jordan Peterson basically tweeted that recently.
What?
He
About that
said-
big model.
He said. Well, he did that, which was mad. But he
She wasn't
said-
even that big, but
He tweeted yesterday saying, if you're at your dad's funeral, you should be the one that everybody relies on to not get emotional.
He's an idiot. I know it sounds weird, like, because he's an academic and all that, but I tried reading his book because somebody recommended it to me and I thought it was dog shit. But anytime I see any interview of him, he says something outrageously stupid as well as trying to sound really clever. And I know there's going to be people that know he's really clever and they've read more of him, and that's probably right. But taken out of context, a lot of his stuff makes him sound incredibly dumb.
Well, I read his book. I got a lot of benefit from his book. I used to like a lot of his stuff, but it seems like he's just completely gone off the.
that's the same with me. Yeah, I think he goes a bit dark, like too bleak.
He's leaning in.
It's all about the pain and this and that, and I'm like, well, there's also good things.
Well, he's also,
you know what I
he
mean?
just always sounds miserable. And it's like, for somebody, I don't think somebody who's constantly sad and miserable should be telling other people how
And
to
he
live their
talks
lives.
about nutrition sometimes, and that ain't his expertise.
Didn't he go on a meat diet and end up in a
Yeah,
coma?
I know.
Fucking idiot.
So this is what he said.
I
He
do
said-
respect Tim, though. I do think he's smart, but yeah,
And
he
I-
should stay in his lane
Yeah.
a little bit
I'd
with
be-
nutrition and stuff.
And I'd also be more weirded out if somebody wasn't crying at their dad's funeral.
It says,
Yeah.
aim to be the person at your father's funeral that everyone in their grief and misery can rely on.
I think it's more stoicism he's talking
Yeah,
about.
but you can be
isn't it?
stoic. Stoics don't say don't cry. There's no part
Yeah.
of stoicism where they ever said never cry. Like,
Yeah.
You're allowed to be in touch with your emotions.
Yeah.
It's about sort of just maintaining control as well,
Yeah.
just your actual actions and your behaviour. So yeah, I don't think that thing about the sort of the plus size models. Just bizarre. He keeps going on about it. It's like, we get it. You didn't fancy her.
I mean,
I thought she was absolutely tidy.
I mean, she was
I
beautiful.
thought she was fit, mate.
And I get all that, like the I don't know. I think the point was not. I mean, he was trying to be a bit controversial. I think,
But this is it.
he was going to get traction in it.
Yeah.
But it was Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be athletes.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So that
She might have been like a shot putter or
yeah.
something.
yeah.
I mean, I've now probably insulted her. But what I mean is, there are sports where you don't have a traditional slender frame.
Yeah.
Well, a shot putter's still like muscle, isn't it?
She might have loads of muscle.
Although powerlifters have to have a bit of fat on them and stuff.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know who that lady was.
I also
but
love the feminist take is to be like, I'd fuck her. Do you know what I mean? Like, how dare you say
Yeah.
I know, like
I'm a good feminist, guys. I would absolutely rail her. Yeah.
I would
Okay.
smash the life out of that ass.
For the cause. Just for the cause, everyone.
Way to feminism.
Support women.
Yeah? Back up on this, you little feminist bitch.
Why didn't we go to the Patreon bit?
Oh yeah, Patreon.
Okay, we had to keep talking, didn't we?
Thanks
Anyway.
everyone for listening to the public episode. If you want to listen to the rest of the episode, please tune into patreon.com/WeAreTVI.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Cheers.
Love you.
That's the end of this week's public episode. We hope you enjoyed it. What happens now, Julian?
They can, if they want to hear the rest of the episode, they can go over to patreon.com/WeAreTVI.
There you go. Once you signed up there, you can hear the rest of the episode. You can hear all the old Patreon episodes, exclusives, whatever.
It's 45p a week.
Is it?
Mm.
That's cool.
Mm.
I didn't know that.
Easy life.
There we go. It's even cheaper than I thought. So do that. And but if not, don't worry. You can listen to next week's public episode when it's released. Thanks.